Imagine a transfer saga so seismic, so steeped in intrigue and financial consequence, that it could tilt the axis of the Premier League and ripple through the worlds of global football, economics, and high-stakes investment. The story unfolding right now centers on one electrifying name: Alexander Isak. With Liverpool circling with intent, and Saudi Arabian clubs sharpening their ambitions with offers of wealth that would make oil tycoons blush, Newcastle United find themselves at the epicenter of a billion-pound drama. But what truly hangs in the balance if Isak moves? And what does this unfolding epic reveal about the state of modern football, where money, ambition, and legacy collide in spectacular fashion? To fully comprehend the scope of what is at stake, let us rewind to October of 2021. That was the transformative month when the Saudi Public Investment Fund, commonly known as the PIF, swept into Newcastle United, purchasing the club and promising a new dawn. This was not merely a change of ownership, it was a seismic shock that sent tremors through English football. For decades, Newcastle had been a club defined by near misses and nostalgia, but suddenly, the Magpies were propelled into the conversation as potential giants. The impact of the takeover was immediate and profound. St. James Park, once a cathedral haunted by both hope and heartbreak, became a cauldron of expectation. Attendance figures soared, with average crowds swelling by nearly 1/5, an increase of roughly 10,000 passionate fans per match compared to the pre-PIF era. The club's wage bill exploded, growing by more than 1/3. This rise was driven not only by the recruitment of international stars, but also by rewarding homegrown talents, reflecting growing ambitions on and off the pitch. Newcastle, once a regional powerhouse, now attracted global attention, with fans, sponsors, and business leaders from every continent watching closely. But this tidal wave of investment collided with an immovable object: the Premier League's financial regulations. The rules, especially financial fair play and the profit and sustainability regulations, are designed to keep clubs from careening into financial ruin. They cap losses over a rolling 3-year period. If clubs breach these limits, they face harsh penalties, ranging from hefty fines to transfer embargoes and even points deductions. Kieran Maguire, a renowned football finance expert, puts it succinctly: Newcastle's ability to spend big is shackled by the need to grow commercial revenues and stay within FFP boundaries. The era of wild, unchecked spending is gone. Meanwhile, on the historic banks of the Mersey, Liverpool Football Club is entering a new phase of its storied history. With Arne Slot now steering the ship, the club's philosophy has begun to evolve. For years, Liverpool has balanced glittering ambition with careful financial management. Under the Fenway Sports Group, Liverpool has thrived on a model of self-sustainability, making smart, data-driven signings, squeezing value from every commercial partnership, and leveraging a global fan base that numbers in the hundreds of millions, a testament to their commercial power. Following the launch of their new Adidas kit, Liverpool's shirt sales surged by 1/5, adding millions to their coffers and reinforcing their global brand. Arne Slot, renowned for his tactical flexibility and attacking mindset, has made no secret of his priority this summer: acquiring a world-class striker. Enter Alexander Isak, a player whose trajectory has been nothing short of meteoric. Arriving at Newcastle, Isak quickly established himself as one of the Premier League's most clinical and versatile forwards. In the most recent campaign, only 2 players, Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland, scored more goals per 90 minutes. Isak's technical brilliance, movement, and adaptability have made him a manager's dream and a nightmare for defenders across Europe. Since the start of January 2025, Isak's market value has soared by 15%, an uptick that underlines his increasing stature on the world stage. Alan Shearer, a living legend on Tyneside and Newcastle's all-time top scorer, has been unequivocal in his admiration. Isak is irreplaceable. Losing him would not just be a blow for this season. It would affect Newcastle's ambitions for years to come. But Liverpool are not the only predators circling. Saudi Arabian clubs, buoyed by royal backing and a national project to elevate their league, are reportedly ready to offer Isak a staggering, tax-free weekly salary of £350,000. For context, that figure eclipses the wages of many established superstars in Europe's top competitions and would instantly make Isak among the best-paid players worldwide. Gabriele Marcotti, a senior analyst at ESPN, observes, Saudi clubs are changing tactics. They're no longer just targeting aging stars. They want prime, established talents like Isak. The rumor mill is spinning feverishly. Liverpool's opening gambit reportedly involved a bid that would set a new British transfer record, a move echoing through the corridors of power in European football. Newcastle's hierarchy, however, have publicly insisted that Isak is not for sale at any price. Yet, behind the scenes, anxiety simmers. Financial pressures are mounting. The temptation of a transfer fee in the region of £120 million or more is real. And such a windfall could recalibrate Newcastle's entire squad-building strategy, providing vital funds for reinforcements while helping to satisfy FFP requirements. Eddie Howe, Newcastle's manager and the mastermind behind their recent resurgence, has tried to project calm. After a recent friendly defeat to Celtic, Howe revealed that Isak was sent home, not due to injury, but as a precaution amid the swirling speculation. "It's hard for me to provide absolute clarity on any player," Howe admitted. "Alex is happy here, but with so much speculation, it was the best decision." So here's the million-pound question. Can Newcastle resist the gravitational pull of financial reality and build their future around their star striker? Or will the lure of record-breaking offers from Liverpool's historic ambitions or Saudi Arabia's boundless resources pull Isak away, triggering a domino effect that could reshape the Premier League for years to come? Let's consider the possible futures, each with its own risks and rewards. If Newcastle United hold firm and reject all advances, they send a thunderous message across the football world. Retaining Isak would cement their status as true contenders for both domestic and European honors, inspiring belief among current players and enticing new talents. Imagine Newcastle turning down a British record bid, staking their future on a young, world-class core. St. James's Park would become a beacon for elite players seeking a team with both ambition and stability. More stars could be attracted to Tyneside, drawn by the club's upward trajectory and the promise of regular Champions League football. However, this path is fraught with peril. Newcastle's wage bill has already ballooned by more than one-third since the Saudi takeover. Unless matched by commercial growth, this trajectory is unsustainable. The Premier League's financial regulations are ruthless. One misstep could result in sanctions, forced sales, or even points deductions. The margin for error is razor-thin. Gary Neville, former Manchester United captain and Sky Sports pundit, warns, Newcastle must hold their nerve and resist selling Isak if they want to build a truly competitive squad. But the financial rules leave little room for sentiment. Alternatively, if Liverpool or a Saudi club meet Newcastle's demands with a record-shattering bid, the consequences would be immediate and far-reaching. Liverpool would instantly solve their striker conundrum, becoming favorites in the title race. Jamie Carragher, a Liverpool legend-turned-pundit, believes Liverpool need a proven goal-scorer to challenge for the title. Isak is exactly that. For Newcastle, the clock would start ticking. Their recruitment department has already highlighted Bayer Leverkusen's Patrick Schick as a potential replacement. But as Alan Shearer warns, Isak's chemistry with the midfield, his leadership, and his bond with the fans cannot be replicated overnight. The club might choose to reinvest across several positions, risking a transitional season where momentum is lost and ambitions are put on hold. And then, there's the Saudi dimension. The pursuit of Isak is not just about football. It is part of a grander vision to turn the Saudi Pro League into a global powerhouse. If Isak accepts their offer, it could mark the dawn of a new era, one where Europe's best young talents are lured away not by tradition, but by the promise of extraordinary wealth and a chance to be part of a sporting transformation. Gabriele Marcotti explains, landing a star like Isak would fundamentally shift the balance of power. The Saudi League is no longer a retirement home. It's becoming a destination for prime stars. For football fans and observers of the transfer market, there is a broader lesson at play. The modern game is no longer confined to 90 minutes on the pitch. It is a complex, global business where every decision, a sponsorship deal, a kit launch, a wage negotiation, can tip the competitive scales. Consider Liverpool's Adidas partnership. The new kit drove shirt sales up by 1/5, directly boosting the club's commercial revenues and enabling more aggressive moves in the transfer market. Kieran Maguire distills it neatly. Success on the pitch is now inseparable from a club's ability to generate new revenue streams. Clubs that fail to innovate commercially will be left behind, no matter their history or fan base. The Alexander Isak story also spotlights the psychological pressures of modern football. Players are no longer just athletes. They are global brands, with agents, marketing teams, and social media armies. Isak's agent, Gonzalo Gaitan, recently stoked the fires of speculation, stating, We are indeed studying and analyzing all options, and may be close to finalizing the next step for the player. The ambiguity of those words has only heightened the tension, keeping fans, journalists, and executives on the edge of their seats. For Newcastle fans, the uncertainty is agonizing. Every day brings fresh rumors and new anxieties. The pain of past departures. Recall Andy Carroll's big money move to Liverpool in 2011 still lingers. Yet, there is hope. Hope that this new era will be defined not by selling stars, but by building dynasties. On Merseyside, Liverpool supporters are daring to dream. The appointment of Arne Slot is seen as a bold statement, a commitment to attacking football and aggressive recruitment. Melissa Reddy, a respected reporter at Sky Sports, observed, "Liverpool's pursuit of Isak signals a strategic shift under Arne Slot. The club is ready to back their manager with marquee signings." Let's broaden the lens to consider the wider impact on the Premier League and European football. If Isak moves for a British record fee, it would set a new benchmark for elite strikers, inflating prices and putting pressure on other top clubs. This could trigger a domino effect, with players like Benjamin Sesko at RB Leipzig or Ollie Watkins at Aston Villa becoming the next high-profile targets. One executive at a major European club confided, "Every major transfer sets the tone for the market. The Isak saga could change everything." Inside Newcastle, contingency planning is well underway. Sources close to the club suggest Newcastle is preparing a lucrative new contract for Isak, featuring a significant loyalty bonus, a pay structure with annual increments, and explicit guarantees about competing for major trophies. Yet, Isak and his representatives remain cautious, unwilling to commit until the transfer window's final day. For them, the decision is about more than money. It is about legacy, opportunity, and the chance to shape footballing history. Eddie Howe continues to project confidence, publicly insisting that Isak will remain a Newcastle player when the season starts. But as one unnamed club executive admitted, in football, everybody has a price. The key is ensuring that if a sale does happen, it leaves the club stronger in the long term. For those who revel in behind-the-scenes intrigue, here is an insider fact. Isak's release clause, a jaw-dropping £180 million, does not activate until the summer of 2026. Until then, Newcastle hold all the leverage. This clause is both a shield and a statement of intent, signaling that Newcastle plan to build around Isak rather than cash in prematurely. To appreciate the magnitude of this saga, it is worth revisiting the past. In the summer of 1996, Newcastle broke the world transfer record to sign Alan Shearer, igniting the city and inspiring a generation. Today, the stakes, both financial and emotional, are even higher. The calculations are more complex, but the core dream remains unchanged. Let's map out the possible scenarios that could soon play out. First, Newcastle might succeed in persuading Isak to stay, offering him not only a pay rise, but a central role in a project aiming to disrupt English football's established order. Achieving this will require not just money, but a compelling vision, one that convinces Isak he can achieve greatness at St. James's Park. Second, Liverpool could pivot to alternative targets. The likes of Benjamin Sesko or even Hugo Ekitike from Eintracht Frankfurt are reportedly on their radar. If Liverpool move for them instead, this could spark a chain reaction across the striker market, reshaping priorities for clubs across the continent. Third, a Saudi Pro League club could spark a bidding war, offering Newcastle an irresistible transfer fee and Isak a contract unlike anything in Europe. Such a windfall could force Newcastle to make difficult choices elsewhere in the squad to comply with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, impacting their depth and future competitiveness. The ramifications of any move will reverberate far beyond the clubs directly involved. The global football ecosystem is intricately connected. Decisions made in Newcastle, Liverpool, or Riyadh can influence transfer strategies, sponsorship deals, and fan engagement from South America to Southeast Asia. For you, the viewer, the supporter, the analyst of global economics and technology, there is a deeper insight. This saga is not just about football. It is about navigating complex, high-stakes decisions, balancing ambition with financial discipline, and understanding how, in today's world, each headline conceals layers of negotiation, strategy, and calculated risk. Consider the ripple effects. A record transfer could see rival clubs ramping up their own spending, broadcasters adjusting contracts, and sponsors recalibrating deals. The success or failure of one blockbuster move can set the tone for an entire season or even a generation. So as the transfer window intensifies, ask yourself, if you were in Newcastle's boardroom, what would you do? Would you hold the line, betting on long-term glory instead of short-term profit? Or would you accept a record fee, reinvest, and hope to craft a new legacy from the proceeds? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Will Isak stay, or will he go? What would you do if you held the reins at St. James's Park? And remember, the most consequential moves in football often happen away from the pitch. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because we will be following every twist and turn in this transfer epic, bringing you exclusive updates and deep dives into the forces shaping not just the beautiful game, but the business and technology that underpin it all. Thank you for watching. And remember, in the modern football era, vision, adaptability, and strategy are as vital as skill and passion.